What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Eric's house. This is Eric. Today I'm going to be reviewing a film called Warfare. This is a movie about a group of U.S. Navy SEALs in Iraq around 2006. They've secured a building and then things go south really quickly. They need help. They need to evacuate. But the film is a true story told from the perspective of a U.S. Navy SEAL who was there named Mendoza, and there's input from a lot of other U.S. Navy SEALs and a lot of other personnel who were there in Iraq at that point in time. The film occurs in real time, and efforts are made to make this one of the most, if not the most realistic war movie ever made. And right off the bat, that was the most impressive thing about it. There's no Hollywood here. I mean, yes, there's some special effects, but the effects are absolutely amazing. They don't take it to a level that's not realistic. In war, bombs actually do go off. There are actually body parts all over the place. There is blood. It's a very grounded, realistic take on what you see there, and that's what makes it all the more terrifying. And even if you've been there, it could cause a little PTSD, trust me on that. And I don't just mean as far as the explosions and the effects and, you know, the scenery and all that, but the way that everybody speaks as far as how they communicate, it's like you're listening to actual footage, actual radio footage or actual video footage of what was going on there, because the way that this movie was scripted isn't your typical Hollywood script, your Hollywood back and forth, you know, actors bouncing off each other, and that's always cool and everything to make a good story and everything. I get that. Like, you don't have people talk like they really talk in most movies, you know, saying, you know, having to repeat this, you know, on the radio, and like, what's that say again? Things like that are very constant in this movie, and it works really well for this film, because that's probably the best thing about this movie is the realism, is that you're watching something going down in Iraq and you forget real quick that it's a movie, and that's key. There's no ridiculous comedy thrown in. There's no love story thrown in here. They're not worried about diversity. They're not worrying about some type of political agenda here like a lot of Hollywood movies. They're not worried about a CGI spectacle. There's no superheroes. I like superhero movies, but not here. And there's no convoluted plot. There's nothing goal that, hey, we have to find this item or that item and do this and involve this person and that person. It's just, here's a unit. They've secured a home. They are doing some surveillance work. They know we're here. There's an attack. There's a battle. There's injuries. Oh shit, we need to get out of here. We need to evacuate. It's just, and then the SEALs who are not injured have to tend to those who are, and there's serious injuries. An IED goes off. I don't want to just, I mean, there's not a whole lot to spoil here. I mean, there is something to spoil. We don't know who makes it, who doesn't make it, what else is going to happen, because anything can happen here. Are they going to get help? Is another unit going to come aid? What's going to go down here? Because we're in a lot of trouble here. And watching this movie go down in the way that they're screaming in pain, those who are injured, screaming for morphine, things like that. And while, yes, the movie was disturbing because of just how real it was, and it definitely wasn't the most comfortable watch of all time. I wasn't sitting there like, man, I'm loving this, I'm having a great time, although I was definitely super engaged with the movie. It was definitely not boring. I didn't touch my phone or anything to check the time or see what's going on. I was never bored for a split second here. The movie is not super long. It doesn't overstay its welcome at all. It just presents the situation in real time. And even moments that might seem slow are not slow, because the tension is in the air. You can feel the discomfort. You can feel that this mission, there's everyone's on edge a little bit right here. And so you know something's going down. It's a movie anyway. Something's going down here. And when it does, things get super intense really quick. And I want to say the actors were fantastic. Will Poulter? Yeah, Will Poulter's in this movie. He's been in a lot of films. He'll be a recognizable name there. Joseph Quinn, Charles Melton. I'm looking at the cast here. So, I don't know. All the actors in this movie, I just know they were all phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. I mean, this is a gritty, realistic reenactment, practically. I mean, this ain't even, I don't see much Hollywood here. I really don't. I see a straight reenactment of what happened by some of the best actors in the world, Great cinematography, great effects, everything came together here, and you get just a heart-pounding hour-and-a-half movie that really happened, a true story. And most movies, you know, are based on a true story and based on a true story. There is very little true about it. This one, now I'm not going to tell you that every single word of the dialogue is exactly how it was said, but I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of the dialogue, if a lot of the radio chatter was taken directly from transcripts or recordings, or certainly from the memories of the Navy SEALs who helped out with this movie, because it's just too real. You can tell this ain't just a bunch of Hollywood writers who've never been to Iraq, who've never been to war, who've never been in the military trying to write this movie. You know, we've seen those before. This is a film that heavily involved those who were actually in this conflict, and their input was seriously utilized for warfare. So I would highly recommend this one. I think that you will be on the edge of your seat for this one. It's not a movie I'd say, oh, you're gonna have a blast with this one. No, not really. But you know what? It's a perfect timing for a film like this, because we've had so much trash this year, unrealistic crap, movies that just have to throw in bad comedy every 3 seconds, and just wanted a really grounded and realistic and gritty movie, and we got one here. As far as criticisms of it, I mean, like I said earlier, I kind of hinted at that there's not like a serious major plot here. Your typical movie's going to have a plot with different plot lines going on and things like that, characters coming and going. It's not that kind of movie. It's just like, boom, this is the situation, and you're on for the ride for an hour and a half. You're going to be here with these guys, and let's see how it goes down. And I love that for this movie. So there doesn't need to always be some crazy plot in here with some waiting for a massive reveal or a massive twist, or there's nothing like that. This is just straight up, boom, we're in the real world here, and I like that about it. So it's not really criticism, but you know, I wouldn't want this for every movie, but for this movie it works. Also, the way the movie opened was unexpected, and I don't think it was totally necessary, but basically the first scene is it's a woman's bare, you know, ass. It's like an 80s workout video, but this woman, she's in like a one piece and, you know, it's a thong type thing, and it just boom, you're like, whoa. Turns out it's like an 80s exercise video. It looks kind of like an 80s or early 90s exercise video. And then we see this unit kind of enjoying, they're watching it, and they're kind of dancing, and they're having fun watching this video. And I guess this is supposed to show the camaraderie, and that these guys they've been around for a while and they're having a good time here, and before we get to the serious stuff. I don't really know. I guess it was supposed to show that. I don't think there was any point to show it, because you didn't have time to develop any kind of, you know, cohesion or camaraderie in this unit. That's all they did, and then boom, we got to the story. That's how they decided to open the film. Okay, it only lasted a couple of minutes. It was just a kind of shocking and unexpected way for this movie to open. Didn't know I was going to see a, you know, beautiful woman's ass to open the film. But other than that, the acting was on point. Everything was on point. Effects, dialogue, just absolutely insane how realistic it is. That's the word for it. Realistic, not Hollywood. So I think this movie was absolutely brilliant, and at the end of the day, like, I have to say, you know, especially compared to other crap these days, this movie was a freaking masterpiece for what it was supposed to be. I really believe that. Okay, the opening scene I could have done without, but other than that, this movie was a masterpiece. I loved it. It's going to be in contention for the best movie of 2025. But let me know if you guys have seen Warfare. What did you think of it? Am I off base here? I mean, again, there's no complicated story or anything like that. That's not what was done well in this movie. The story is what it was. What happened is what happened, and they stayed faithful to that, and I appreciate that. What was brilliant about it is just how well it was executed, and wow, what an amazing film. You guys have a great day. Hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe. Look forward to more movie reviews soon, music talk, etc. And we'll talk to you in the next one.